Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today we're peeling back the layers on a corner of the medical device world that's absolutely critical but maybe flies under the radar a bit. Vascular Closure Devices, or VCDs.
Mm,
Now, these aren't just, some obscure medical tools. They're kind of the unsung heroes of modern patient recovery.
absolutely.
Think about it. Procedures are getting less invasive, right? But patients still need to heal fast, avoid complications. VCDs are, well, they're key to that.
They really are.
So, our mission today is basically to cut through the noise, give you a really clear understanding of where this tech is heading, and honestly, why it matters to everyone patients, investors, you name it.
Right.
And just to give you a sense of the scale right off the bat, I mean, imagine recovering from, say, a cardiac procedure maybe 10, 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Lengthy recovery, higher risks.
Exactly. Now, VCDs have really changed that experience,
Yeah,
and the market reflects it. It was just under, what, $1.3 billion in 2021?
that's right.
But it's projected to more than double that in the next decade.
Yeah, that trajectory is truly remarkable. Looking at the full picture, the VCD market was, like you said, around $1.3 billion in 2021.
Okay.
We see it climbing to about $1.7 billion by 2025.
So quite a jump already.
A big jump.
Right.
And by 2033, we're expecting to hit close to $3 billion,
Wow.
which represents a really robust compound annual growth rate, KGR, of over 7.2% for that decade.
Over 7%.
Yeah. And what's fascinating here is this isn't just slow, steady growth.
Yeah.
It's really fundamentally driven by this global push towards minimally invasive surgeries.
Right, the big trend.
Exactly. Plus, a relentless focus on improving patient comfort, shortening recovery times, and of course, just continuous innovation of the devices themselves.
So, stepping back a bit, what does this huge growth really signal? I mean, it sounds like more than just a change in procedures. It feels like maybe a reprioritization, patient well-being, hospital efficiency, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
globally.
Precisely. I think that's a great way to put it. It shows a powerful evolution in how healthcare is delivered. The numbers really reflect a clear commitment from healthcare systems, worldwide to adopt tech that not only makes procedures safer,
Mm-hmm.
but also significantly enhances that whole patient experience and, importantly, streamlines the post-op care.
Okay, that global picture is compelling. But here's where it gets maybe even more interesting. Is this growth the same everywhere, or are there specific regions that are like really pushing ahead, hotspots for VCDs?
That's an excellent question because the regional breakdown tells a, very dynamic story. North America certainly leads the pack.
Okay, big player.
Oh, yeah. It accounted for over $518 million back in 2021.
Right.
And it's projected to more than double over $1.1 billion by 2033, growing at a pretty steady pace, about 6.8% annually.
6.8%. Okay.
And the United States, naturally, is the lion's share of that.
Okay.
He goes from around $405 million to nearly $880 million.
Wow. Yeah.
Canada also shows strong growth, and Mexico's a significant contributor too,
Yeah.
probably driven by, established healthcare infrastructure, early adoption of advanced tech, that sort of thing.
Makes sense. So across the Atlantic, then, Europe.
Right, Europe also showing really solid performance. Its market was around $278 million in 2021,
Okay.
set to reach over $607 million by 2033. The KDGR is pretty similar to North America, actually, nearly 6.8%.
Interesting. Almost neck and neck in terms of growth rate.
Very close. But what's particularly noteworthy within Europe is Germany. They boast the highest growth there, over 7.4% annually.
Higher than the regional average.
Exactly. Really showcases their strong, innovative medical sector. The UK also contributes significantly, of course.
Mm.
But then, just for contrast, a country like Russia, for instance, shows a lower growth rate,
Mm.
maybe reflecting different healthcare investment priorities or maybe different adoption curves for these kinds of advanced devices.
Right. It's never perfectly uniform. Okay. And then we come to what many are calling the real powerhouse of growth here.
Yeah.
The Asia-Pacific region.
Yeah.
We're talking the fastest growing area in the world for VCDs, right?
Absolutely. Asia Pacific is it's exploding, valued at nearly $317 million in 2021.
Okay.
It's projected to surge to an impressive $813 million by 2033. That's driven by a really powerful CGR of over 8.1%.
8.1%. So significantly higher than North America or Europe.
Definitely. And this, raises an important question. What's accelerating this adoption even faster than the global average there?
Good question. What are the drivers?
Well, we see China leading the charge. Its EJGR is over 8.3%. But India actually takes the crown for the highest growth in APAC, nearing 9% annually.
9%. Wow.
It's huge.
Right.
And we're also observing incredibly strong upward trajectories in places like Singapore, across Southeast Asia generally,
Yep.
often around 8.7, 8.8% CGAGR.
So what's behind that? Is it just catching up or?
It's likely a combination of factors. Generally, this kind of growth signals, rapidly expanding healthcare infrastructure,
Right.
a burgeoning middle class that's demanding higher standards of care,
Mm-hmm.
and increasing patient access to advanced medical procedures.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they even leapfrog older, more invasive methods.
Straight to the latest tech.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's not just about the big three economic blocks, though. What about other parts of the world? South America, Middle East, Africa. Are we seeing similar exciting trends there?
We certainly are. I mean, the pace varies, but the trend is there. South America, for instance, is showing robust growth, CAGR over 7.5%.
Okay,
And Argentina is a real standout there, actually, over 8% growth.
interesting.
Then the Middle East, also quickly emerging as a significant player, market growing at over 7.4% annually,
Hmm.
and the UAE leads that region with a CAGR over 8% as well.
So strong growth pockets there, too.
Definitely. And down in Africa, we're seeing consistent expansion, growing at nearly 6.7%,
Yeah.
spearheaded mostly by South Africa. So it really paints a picture of a truly global adoption curve.
Okay, so let's try and tie all this together. What does this whole deep dive into vascular closure devices ultimately mean for you, the listener? Whether you might be a patient, maybe an investor looking at med devices, or just someone fascinated by the cutting edge.
Yeah, I think it circles back to those core drivers we talked about earlier.
Right.
This explosive growth, it really underscores this universal, almost irreversible shift towards less invasive medical procedures.
Less invasive is key.
Absolutely. And it speaks volumes about the paramount importance being placed on patient comfort, quicker recovery times, and ultimately just a better quality of life after a procedure.
Mm.
The continuous tech advancements in VCDs, they aren't just about making new gadgets. They're about constantly refining and improving this whole patient-centric approach.
So it's a reflection of healthcare evolving.
Exactly. This isn't just market numbers. It truly reflects a profound global evolution in healthcare, where efficiency, safety, and patient well-being are absolutely central, increasingly so.
Okay, so to quickly recap this fascinating deep dive, the global vascular closure devices market is seeing really strong, sustained expansion,
Definitely.
fundamentally fueled by that demand for minimally invasive surgeries and this, relentless pursuit of better patient outcomes.
Good at saying better.
And we've seen particularly dynamic growth in places like India, China, Southeast Asia, parts of Latin America, too.
Right.
Regions that are rapidly modernizing their healthcare.
Yeah, those co-GRs really tell the story. So this deep dive, we hope, really offers you some invaluable insight into a critical slice of the medical device industry.
Right.
Whether you're involved in manufacturing, maybe looking for investment opportunities, or just keen on understanding where healthcare delivery is headed.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's maybe a final thought to mull over as you go about your day. Given this really clear global trend towards advanced, less invasive medical solutions and the kind of remarkable growth we've just unpacked for VCDs, what does this pattern tell us about the future of patient-centric care more broadly? How might this ongoing evolution fundamentally reshape not just specific procedures, but maybe the entire healthcare system and our experience within it, in the coming decade?
Something to think about.
Definitely something to consider.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really crucial in modern medicine: vascular closure devices. You might hear them called VCDs.
That's right.
Our mission really is to unpack what these devices are, why they're becoming so, indispensable, what challenges they still face, and maybe peek at what's next.
It's a great topic because these VCDs, they're increasingly vital, really a key component in so many cardiovascular procedures now.
So not just a minor add-on.
No, not at all. And as we talk, you should really think about the impact. These small devices, they're making quite a big difference in patient care and even how hospitals operate.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The core idea. It's about sealing up the artery after a procedure.
Check, exactly. It's about achieving hemostasis, stopping the bleeding, but doing it securely and quickly.
Securely and quickly, so less risk of bleeding complications.
Precisely. And that directly leads to faster recovery for the patient, getting them up and moving sooner.
Why is that aspect, the secure hemostasis, so vital right now?
Well, think about the context. We're seeing a huge rise globally in catheter-based procedures,
Mm.
things for, coronary artery disease, strokes, peripheral vascular issues.
Those numbers are climbing.
They really are. So VCDs aren't just closing a hole, they're actively improving patient outcomes, making the whole experience more comfortable, allowing for faster ambulation, maybe shorter hospital stays. They're essential for handling this growing volume.
Okay, that makes sense. So given that essential role, here's where it gets really interesting. What are the big forces pushing VCD adoption? Why now?
Right. There are several strong drivers. First, as we just touched on, the rising prevalence of cardiovascular diseases globally. It's straightforward, really.
More disease, more procedure.
Exactly. More procedures needing artery access, often in older, sicker patients. So the demand for safe, efficient closure methods like VCDs just keeps growing. It helps manage the flow, the efficiency.
Efficiency becomes critical.
Absolutely. And tied into that is the second big driver. This massive global shift towards minimally invasive procedures. Think catheterizations, angioplasty.
Yeah, everyone wants less invasive options if possible.
Of course. Quicker recovery, fewer complications, smaller incisions, or none at all. But for these to work well, especially from a recovery standpoint, you need to seal that arterial puncture site quickly and safely. VCDs are pretty much indispensable for that part.
So they're a key piece enabling the whole minimally invasive trend in cardiology and interventional radiology.
Couldn't do it as effectively without them, really. And then the third driver is just sheer technological innovation.
The devices themselves are getting better.
Dramatically better. We're seeing amazing advances in, suture-based VCDs, collagen plug types, clip-based ones, the whole range.
What does better mean in this context?
It means more reliable closure, easier for the doctor or clinician to use correctly, less time needed for the procedure itself, and definitely less discomfort for the patient afterwards compared to, say, hours of manual pressure.
Okay, so rising disease, the move to minimally invasive, and better tech. Sounds like a winning combination. But, it's never all smooth sailing, is it?
No, really is.
What are the bumps in the road? What's holding back even wider adoption?
Yeah, this raises an important question. There are definitely hurdles. One of the biggest, honestly, it's the cost.
Yeah, the price tag.
Especially for the newer, more advanced devices, they can be quite expensive. And that makes them less accessible maybe for smaller hospitals or clinics in regions where budgets are really tight.
So particularly challenging in developing countries, perhaps?
Yes, that's often where you see the cost barrier having the biggest impact, limiting penetration despite the potential benefits. It's that classic tension between cutting-edge tech and affordability.
Okay, cost is one. What else?
Well, there are also concerns sometimes about device-related complications.
Like what? Things going wrong?
Potentially, yes. Issues like infection at the site, maybe the artery getting blocked or the device failing if it's not put in quite right. It really highlights how crucial proper training and technique are.
So user skill is paramount.
Absolutely. Skilled application following strict clinical protocols. It's critical to get the good results and avoid those potential downsides. Lack of confidence in that can deter adoption sometimes.
And I imagine the regulators have something to say, too. Getting these approved must be tough.
Oh, definitely. Regulatory challenges are a constant. Getting approval from agencies like the FDA in the US or the EMA in Europe, it's a long, complex process.
Lots of trials, data.
Extensive trials, tons of documentation, and then strict monitoring even after they're on the market. It takes time, costs a lot of money, and that can really slow down new product launches, especially for smaller companies trying to break in.
Right, so cost, potential complications and training needs, and the regulatory hoops. Makes sense. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Looking forward, if we connect this to the bigger picture, what's exciting? What's on the horizon?
The future trends. Yeah, there's some really interesting stuff happening. One major trend is definitely the surge in using these devices in outpatient settings, ambulatory centers.
So not just in the big hospital operating rooms.
Exactly. Healthcare systems everywhere are pushing for more same-day discharges, procedures done where you go home that afternoon.
And VCDs help make that possible.
They're perfect for it. If you can close the artery quickly and reliably, the patient can get up and walk around much sooner, which is key for same-day discharge. It boosts patient satisfaction, too. So yeah, becoming standard in cardiology clinics, outpatient surgical centers.
Faster recovery enabling different care models.
Got it.
What else?
Another really exciting area is the push toward bioresorbable materials.
meaning they dissolve.
Yeah, exactly. Devices made from materials that the body just naturally absorbs over time. So you get the closure you need up front, but eventually there's nothing left behind. No permanent implant.
Wow, okay. That avoids long-term issues, I suppose.
That's the idea. Eliminates the need for follow-up sometimes, reduces potential long-term complications, and alongside that, there's also growth and suture-free options. Things like plugs or clips that are maybe easier to deploy, cause minimal tissue trauma.
So simpler and disappears. Sounds ideal for the patient.
It really aligns with goals for physician efficiency and patient comfort. It's a very active area of R&D.
Fascinating. And any trends in terms of like company strategy, how the industry itself is moving?
Oh, yeah. We're definitely seeing a lot of strategic activity. Partnerships are big. Leading medical tech companies are collaborating more with hospitals and doctors.
To develop better products?
Exactly. Or they're acquiring smaller, innovative startups to get access to new technology. Lots of investment going into R&D to enhance their product lines, speed up innovation, and basically deliver the next generation of VCDs tailored to specific needs. It's a competitive space.
It really sounds like it. Well, this has been a fantastic deep dive into vascular closure devices. It's so clear they're not just some niche gadget anymore. They're really becoming integral to how cardiovascular care is delivered, making it safer, faster, more efficient.
Absolutely. Small devices, but a truly significant impact.
Millions of lives, really, and shaping the future of these interventions.
Indeed. And it leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? With this rise of bioresorbable technologies. What does it mean for the future, not just of VCDs, but medical devices in general, if the ultimate goal becomes to leave nothing behind in the patient? How might that change our whole definition of what a truly successful intervention looks like?
hmm Leaving nothing behind. That's a profound thought to wrap up on. Definitely something for all of us to consider.